I've been dying to talk about Harry Potter for quite some time, so this is my best shot to do it other than the series that I have coming up, so make sure you subscribe for that. But let's roll the intro. Hey everybody, welcome to my channel. Today we are talking about some Harry Potter stuff. Now, I've been dying to talk about Harry Potter for quite some time. I made a whole video, was getting ready to post it, and then I decided not to. Mainly because there were some complications with it, so I decided just to scrap it completely. But I will be doing an upcoming series where I talk about each individual Harry Potter movie. So make sure you guys are subscribed for that. Make sure you're subscribed in general. Why not? Also make sure you leave a thumbs up because I appreciate those. But today we are talking about something very specific in Harry Potter, as you can probably guess by the title. And that is, Hermione should not have ended up with Ron, nor should she have ended up with Harry. Now I know, this is kind of a video out of left field, but I've actually had this on my mind because of a couple reasons. First of all, my wife and I have been reading the Harry Potter series to my son, kind of as a bedtime story. I know, pretty light reading for a bedtime story for a baby. But we've just been going through it together, been having a really good time with that. Been rewatching a lot of the movies, kind of comparing it with the books in a lot of ways. There are a lot of differences. It's very accurate, surprisingly. That could be another video for later on. The point of this video is that Hermione, based off the book as well as the movies, should not have ended up with Ron, and a very popular theory is that she should have ended up with Harry. And actually the Super Carlin brothers did a video on that, but I completely disagree with that. And so I decided to make my own video based on that. Well, not based on their video, but just on this whole stance that Hermione should have ended up with either Ron or Harry. Now, the views and the opinions in this video are solely my own. I have not shared this with anyone outside of my home, on the internet, or anything like this. I didn't look any of this stuff up, so if any of these things that I say are wrong, please forgive me. Feel free to leave a comment. I love them. I love reading them, even if I'm wrong or whatever I say. So, Hermione Granger...
I'm Hermione Granger, and you are?
...is probably one of the most precious things in the Harry Potter franchise.
Precious!
Now, I know she did start out a little bit on the annoying side, annoying Harry and Ron.
She's a nightmare, honestly. No wonder she hasn't got any friends.
She was very much the newcomer into this world, very much like Harry, where she essentially came from Muggle parents. So everything that she was learning was brand new, but she put the right foot forward and wanted to consume as much knowledge as she possibly wanted and could have access to learn about this world that she's never been exposed to. So she took the route of learning as much as possible, you know, kind of becoming that know-it-all character. But that's what makes her so precious. Is because she does know all of those things. Now, she would go on to do some great things, even becoming the Minister of Magic, or Ministress of Magic, I guess. The fact that she was able to achieve so much being from non-magic family or magic parentage is astounding. She's an absolutely fantastic character, and she deserves so much more than Ron Weasley or Harry Potter. I know that they were friends from year one, essentially. They've been through the ringer together. But Hermione in no way should have ended up with Ron. They have a terrible relationship throughout the entire series. Books, movies, comic adaptations, if there are any. Horrible relationship.
Mental, that one, I'm telling you.
There's no way that these two individuals should have ended up with one another, let alone be married and long-term relationship. Dated, I will give you, they probably could. But in terms of like growing old together, having kids, these people were destined for divorce at some point. They are the percentage, I think it's like 50% of all marriages end in divorce. They are probably in the majority where it's going to be, they are getting divorced. They have nothing in common other than the shared experiences of going to Hogwarts together, having various adventures together. There's nothing that makes them want to love each other that I can tell. And I know this is controversial.
What an idiot.
Probably some opinions that you don't agree with. But again, leave a comment. I love to read them. I don't see what Hermione sees in Ron. He's basically an asshole the entire time, pardon my French, for the entire series to her. He not necessarily calls her names, but he does treat her very poorly. And the fact that she kept coming back to it is, I don't know if it's something that J.K. Rowling just wanted to write in, or if it's just a poor decision and then she just kind of shoehorned them being together. I don't know what it was, but I just feel like they should not should not have ended up together, let alone had kids and been married and all this other stuff. So I highly disagree with anything that's related to that. Now, the argument to that is that she should have ended up with Harry. Again, that's a good, in theory, maybe it would have worked for them to date. I remember Ron even saw them two kind of like kissing and stuff when he was wearing the Horcrux in Deathly Hallows. The fact that Hermione ends up with Harry is totally wrong. Yes, she is there for him a lot of the time, helping him out with various things, doing research for him, helping him with like homework or trying to get his mind off of things, such as, Sirius being in trouble or the death of Sirius or the Triwizard Tournament, anything like that. She's always there to support him. But maybe she's just being a good friend. She doesn't have to be in love with him. They don't have to end up together. I feel like Harry and Ginny was already kind of shoehorned. So why Hermione would end up with Harry doesn't make any sense. She's not in it for the glory of being with a Harry Potter. She doesn't really seem like she loves him in that regard. She never really has had that connection from what I can tell with Harry. But again, a lot of the books are not necessarily from her perspective, so we don't really get her sort of inner thoughts or monologue for a lot of it. But either way, she shouldn't have ended up with either of them. Now, the grand finale to this video, and I know there's a lot of problems with the things that I've said, but that's fine. That's what this video is for. I'm going to make mistakes. But the grand finale here is that I think Hermione Granger should have ended up with either nobody from the series or somebody that just we don't really know, kind of like Draco Malfoy ended up with Greengrass, I think was her name. My wife can tell you.
Clearly, Hermione knows. Seems a pity not to ask her.
I feel like it should have just been kind of like a no-name person, especially if it's going to be anybody from Hogwarts. That's got to be a Ravenclaw. And that's not just for me because I'm a Ravenclaw. I'm just saying she should have ended up with a Ravenclaw because they are exactly her type. I mean, they're very intelligent, very well read, very research-driven, things like that. I think a good balance of having outside of their house relationships would have been great. Inter-house, outer-house, I don't know what the right word for this is. Relationships between somebody not in your house. So just because she's a Gryffindor, it doesn't mean that she has to end up with a Gryffindor. Ron, Harry, Seamus, Dean, that's not her only options. There is an entire school of people that go to class with her. Ravenclaws are the most similar to her, so you would think that they would probably end up with a Ravenclaw over a Gryffindor. Plus, Gryffindors just seem a lot more reckless, whereas Hermione herself isn't even reckless, so just her bravery alone probably got her into Gryffindor, but she's 100% should have ended up with a Ravenclaw. Don't know a specific one, but I'm just saying that she should have ended up with a Ravenclaw or a no-name or somebody like that. Not Ron, not Harry, not any of the main characters, because it just doesn't make sense no matter what way you slice it. Okay, I know. This was a ridiculous video, again, for the millionth time. I don't know what got over me. I just felt like I needed to get that off my chest, and the best way to do that is to share it with you guys. And the best way you guys can share it is by leaving a comment or hitting that share button down there and sharing this with your friends. Make sure the word gets out, making sure you subscribe, making sure your friends subscribe, because I am on my way to getting to 300 subscribers, and I want to do a giveaway. Video is going to be right up here in the corner to a movie website where you can purchase the entire Harry Potter franchise if you want. I don't care. Do whatever you want with this giveaway that I'm giving out. It's a gift card to a movie website that you can purchase digital movies on. So I want to give that away to you or your friend if they win. So make sure you guys are subscribed for all of that goodness. If you are a Ravenclaw, make sure you let me know down in the comments down below. Hashtag Ravenclaw Squad or something like that. Make sure you let me know that down there. But really, that's all I have for now. Again, Hermione should not have ended up with either of these oafs. I don't know if I'm pointing either of these oafs. Shouldn't have done that.
I shouldn't have told you that.
But really, that's all my thoughts and opinions on that. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you stuck it out through this video, I really do appreciate it. And I really hope to see you in the next one.